Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Munson from the library. Today I'm going to go over how you are going to set up your blog. You guys will come up in a couple days to go over a little bit more with it, but to get started, we have some steps for you because we want to guarantee that you can turn this in through Canvas and your teacher can see it. So what we're going to do is use Google Sites for our blog, which you may have used in the past. Google Sites is nice because it is very similar to using like Google Docs or Google Slides. Like it has all the very similar features, but it is a website. So on your Canvas page, you have a link to actually to the LibGuide, and the LibGuide has steps, and I'm on the LibGuide right now. So you have these steps right here. So step 1 is creating the blog and customize it. Some fancy things is step 1.5. Step 2 is your post. Step 3, that sort of thing. We're going to go over that together, and then you also have this LibGuide to come back to. So to get to Google Sites, we have a link right here with the icon, or you can go to Google and click on what I call the waffle and look for it in that list, whichever way works best for you. So once the main page of Google Sites appears, down in the bottom right, the plus sign, click on that. We're going to create a new site. We are going to create a name for our blog. So what does that mean? So if you've looked at some blogs before, you may notice the creative names. Like, for example, you could do something like with alliteration, like my first name is Becca, so I might do Becca blog. Or I know some students have done like Nate's Notes. Or if you're really into music, maybe you do something with music. Or just think of something that would be clever and describes you for your title of your blog. And typically, put that up here. So you're going to title your blog, and then on page title in the middle of this heading, you are going to put in the title for your blog. Now, if you guys are following along with me in the video, this might be a good time to pause and take a few minutes. One thing I will tell you is you're not married to this right now. So let's say you come up with something, but you don't feel good about it. That's okay. We can change it up until publishing it. And I'll talk more about that when we get to publishing the blog. But right now, don't panic if you're like, I need time to process. That's totally fine. But pause the video, and then you can think of what would be a really good name for the blog. Okay, once you have something in the placeholder in the center here, which notice you also need up in the top left, instead of untitled, you also need the name of your blog. So in 2 places, it defaults right here again as well. And that's just over theme. So let's talk about the theme. Right now, I have this look to my blog. If I go over here on the right-hand side where it says themes, click on themes. And I can then go through here and look at the themes that they have. They don't have a ton. It's not like Canva where you can be really fancy. So you can choose something on here. Like maybe I'll choose this one. But let's say I don't want red. I want green or blue. Or even I want to go to a different color. Maybe I want a different color red. And I want to change the font style. Now up here you can customize, and I have not done much with that, but you can add a logo. You can get very fancy. I have not done a ton with that, and that is up to you. You have to actually import it. So if you want to spend more time on your own doing that, you can. Otherwise, use the themes that are here. You can make your blog very fancy later on. So don't worry if you're like, oh, this kind of looks boring. You can customize it later, even within this theme. Now the other thing is your header type. So up here where it says header type, when you mouse over, click on the header type, and you can choose what kind of heading for your blog. So you can That one's really big. It means a lot of scrolling would be the cover one, the large one, the banner, and then just title only. Up to you. You can also just change this image. So if you wanted to create something in Canva and put it in here, you could upload that. Or if you already have something in Google Drive, you can grab. I'm going to go ahead and keep it like it is. So what we've done so far is create a name for our blog and our theme. And also the type of header. This page right here is the main page of your blog. So it's not going to have a lot on it because each post is going to be a separate page. So for this assignment, I want you to click on Pages over here on the right side, and then click on the plus. And where it says New Page, click New Page. It gives you a bunch of options when you click on plus, but we're going to focus on New Page. And this would be your first post. And hopefully you have a better name than what I have. Oh, let me try it again. Blog post. There we go. And there it is. Now notice when I do that, it goes up here so your teacher or you can easily get to the home page and becomes a menu. So every page you create. So I would suggest not creating a really long title because it will take up too much of this menu bar. Also notice it is similar to the home page, and the only difference is the title changes here. So you may want to, at this point, make a new title. I'm just going to call it title for now. Now you guys probably notice that there's not a lot you can do on this page. Like where do I type? Where do I add stuff? And that's under the insert. So over here on the right, this insert tab, click on it and you can see all the different things you can do. So you can be specific and say, I want a text box, only a text box, or you could use the content blocks. So for example, you're going to add your book cover, all about me image, and text. So this one might fit. And there's all these other things, a button, slides, so many things you can do. So I'm going to choose this content block. And when I do, I can see, oh, here's where I can type my text for my post. And then over here, the plus sign allows me to grab a file from Google Drive. So how do we add stuff? So for right here, you could put your title, and then here's where you put all the things you want to say. And notice when you start typing, it gives you font size, font type, if you want to center, and if you want to delete it. And you click on the three dots, it gives you even more. Now the next thing is adding your PDF. So you've turned in the All About Me as a PDF, but now we want to put it on our blog. So the easiest way to do that, the first thing I want you to do is take that PDF and put it into Google Drive if it's not already there. If you already saved it in Google Drive, great. But if not, take that PDF and move it to Google Drive. Once you've done that, click on the plus right here and choose Google Drive. Now, some of you may say, oh, I'm not going to drag it to Google Drive. I'm going to upload it. Don't do that. PDFs do not work well when we just upload them. They work better if they're coming to us from Google Drive. I don't know why. That's just how it happens. So step one is to drag your PDF to Google Drive. Then click here and choose from Drive. Then you're going to go grab it. And what's nice, if you know the name of your file, you can search up here, or you can search by file type if you just want to search. You can't remember and it's just PDF. So I'm going to do that because I'm just going to grab a PDF that I have in my Drive. Okay, here's one. All right. Now that you've added your PDF, by the way, it may take a little bit for it to appear. It did on mine and I had to pause the video. So if it does take a little bit, you may need to do it twice if it doesn't pop up in a couple minutes, but sometimes it's just our slow connection. All right, so your PDF has been loaded into the placeholder. What you can do now is take these blue handles and adjust them. So click and drag to resize it. So however you want to resize it so that it will be the full page and your teacher can see the entire document. All right, so here's an example of one. And then, of course, the text that I mentioned earlier. Text goes here. All right. Now, you guys know down below on the right-hand side, there's all different things that you can do. But for this assignment, you just need to have your All About Me on one side and text that fits the Canvas assignment also on the page. You do not have to do it in this format. You could do a text box and drag things, drag from Google Drive. But the main thing is to put your PDF of All About Me and then text that goes with it. So now you have your first blog post done. And if you go back to the LibGuide, it takes you through all of these options.